In our last episode, we took a ride out to Old Mine Road in New Jersey to explore the old New York, Susquehanna, and Western Railroad, along with the launching area of the small ferries that brought people into Pennsylvania. This photograph made me start searching for what once stood in the encircled area. Even though there were no trails to that exact spot, I was convinced I'd find something still there. I don't know too much about the inn from the fragments of information I've been able to find, but I do know it goes back to at least 1927 and appears to have remained open into at least the 1950s. In order to start my journey, I had to switch from the Karamac Trail to the Fairview Trail, follow it up a little ways, and then turn off into the woods into this area in hopes of finding some ruins. Partway up the trail, you get the choice of going left on what appears to be a trail, though it's unmarked. At the start, it heads in the direction I need, but eventually I have to start making my own trail. It was mid-April at the time of this recording, so the woods weren't filled with its thick brush at this time, making it easy to move around. Soon, I saw some evidence of civilization with this rock wall. And not long after that, I saw the first evidence of what must have been a foundation. The front of the foundation looked flimsy, but here at the rear, it looked better put together, giving me confidence that this indeed was a foundation. Also at this location were the springs of some piece of furniture and this pipe. Inside the foundation, there's little to no plant growth, which suggests to me wreckage of the building underneath the ground. This chunk of cement embedded with rusty nails was unusual, and I had wondered what a metal detector in this location would find. On the west-facing side, there laid a large piece of cement that may have made up a front porch, and then my eye caught sight of another foundation just a few dozen feet away. This foundation was a little more intact than the other. You could see these stone blocks in the ground, which made me think if they could be the blocks in this photo that were there to support the porch. This corner of the foundation was interesting with its circular shape, and you could see segments of the foundation that suggested basement windows may have been in place. The view from this spot matches that of the old photos with, of course, the addition of trees which have come in over the last 80 years or so. steps down into the foundation was too much to resist. After all, I'd be the first to walk the steps in probably decades.
Oh boy. Oh, it's just lovely. All right, well.
There was evidence of plumbing, drain pipes, and this porch glider bench. I wondered who was the last to use it before the place was closed, and what else might be found here under the leaves and soil. Not far from this spot, I found a circular fountain being slowly engulfed by nature. There were decorative walls in the same area, perhaps as part of a garden or sitting area. This foundation was obviously from a more recent era. I have no idea what type of building it was part of. I was wondering if this may have been an old pump house. Evidence of pipes in the ground, all pointing in the direction of the river below, suggests to me that the river was their source for water up here. This area closer to Old Mine Road made me wonder if it was where the tennis courts were. The way the ground here is sunken in, it reminded me of this old photo I found on the web. The more I looked, the more fragments of the past I found. I thought about the people who visited here as I made my way back to the trailhead. It's sad to think that this area is nearly completely hidden now by nature, and someday soon will become unknown to future generations. As we'll see, some places in this region were thankfully preserved, but others, such as this one, have slipped through the cracks of time. During this filming, the road heading north was temporarily closed, which forced me to change plans in the next episode. Join me next time as I head north on the Pennsylvania side to cross the old Dingman's Bridge in search of the well-preserved Van Kampen Inn, along with some surprise discoveries along the way.